One of the toughest things to do in all of college football is win on the road. When you're a ranked team going into a hostile environment, these fans are ready to knock them off course. Welcome to Raleigh, North Carolina, Carter Finley Stadium, and home to the NC State Wolfpack. As we'll see, the number 12 team in the country, the South Carolina Gamecocks, taking on a team from the ACC, the NC State Wolfpack. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by a couple of legends, and yes, we do use that term loosely. David Pollack from the University of Georgia and former Gator Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get down to the field. NC State with the kickoff team on the field and just about ready to start. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. The give to the back. Defense in the right spot. They stop him after a gain of 2 to the 28.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
This crowd, full throat, splitting the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long day. Out of the gun, the inside give. They get him stopped at the 32. That's a gain of 4.
And those plays from a defensive perspective, man, they're just super annoying because now I'm in the worst spot ever. Third and manageable. Like, I don't know if you're passing, don't know if you're running. So nice job by this offense keeping this defense off balance and creating a third down opportunity that's in their favor.
To the air, it's Sellers. Makes the catch. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line.
Nice poise by the quarterback. Here's a big third down throw, and you want to push the ball vertically down the field, but if the defense takes it all away, check the ball down. Get it to your running back and let him go do the work and move the sticks for him.
And the Gamecocks have it with a 1st and 10. Leaves it with the back. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
If you're going to stop the run game, you better be physical up front on the defensive line. They've got some maulers. They've got some dudes with bad intentions. Nice play there.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Looking to fire. Good timing on the quick out. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. That's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm.
Screaming at the top of their lungs, desperate for a third down stop. Looking to throw. Here's the pressure. And the defense picks up a sack, getting the quarterback down at the 44. They were trying to set up a screen. Instead, what they got was their quarterback putting paper and plastic and sack.
But how about the speed on defense with that rush, getting to the QB so quickly? You're not expecting to get home on a screenplay like that, but, man, the old saying, speed kills, and you saw it right there.
The Gamecocks will punt it away on 4th down. First time we've seen their punt team this afternoon. Punt is in the air. You'd think they would have had a good chance to down that one deep, but the bounce carries it into the end zone for the touchback. Now they'll run it to the right here. Into the pile, maybe got one. He stopped at the 21.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Now they'll run it on the toss. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. It's amazing how a play by a defensive end in the backfield can really swing the momentum not only of a series but of a game sometimes.
All you're trying to do is create negative plays, to get them behind the sticks a little bit, to get those sacks, to get those tackles for losses. You see so much stunting in college football up front with the defensive line because you know once you get one of those plays, you got the offense right where you want it.
And a missed opportunity on 3rd down as the defense knocks it free, and 4th down is coming up.
This is a point where you just got to be able to focus. And the critical down and distances in this game, like that 3rd down right there, when it's a good throw, you got to make the catch. You got to be able to make that play.
The Wolfpack will line up to punt it away. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. Wants to return it. Turns like that are why you don't settle for the fair catch if you don't have to. Picks up just a little bit of yards to help out the O's. Opening play of the drive from the 39. To the air, it's Sellers. Lost one deep down the right side. He's got it at the 20. And the tackle is made, but not before that completion gets them 30-plus.
Man, this offense is so dangerous, Reese. They've got dudes all over the field that can make plays. There's a big gainer in the pass game.
You get a chunk of yards like that, now the defense is really on its heels. Gets the back moving. From the red zone, looking for a man. Nice grab in traffic. Now the connection takes it to the 11th.
Well, there's an example of the quarterback just creating on the fly because I think that was supposed to go to the running back on a screen, and he just saw an open guy downfield and said, I don't know, I'm just going to throw it down to this dude. He's wide open. I know it's not how we drew it up, but we'll take it.
2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. From the gun, running back on the move. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, they want to come out and try to get the run game established, but up front defensively, they made a play. They gave up nothing on that one.
Got to find some breathing room if you're going to establish yourself on the ground, and there wasn't any that time.
Yeah, Reese, I wonder now if this offense is maybe going to try to get to the perimeter of the field and see if they can use their speed to hurt this defense.
Boy, they'd love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on 1st and goal. He'll pull it on the read. How about that defense getting back there, he'll lose a couple.
That's got to hurt if you're the offense, because you're thinking with this quarterback and his size and his athleticism, that's going to be an easy first down pickup on the option play. But how about the physicality up front by this defense, stuffing him at the line of scrimmage?
And this one splits the uprights. And the first points of the day come on that field goal.
Man, so many more times we're going to say, go for it, be aggressive. Nice to have a guy you can depend on, and you know you're putting 3 on the board. Nice kick, nice job.
This one in play, first snap of the drive from the 25. Running it to the right. And he is just engulfed at the line by this giant defensive tackle. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Motion from the back. On the option. Picks up the first down. Stopped him at the 41, but that's a good pickup of 15. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. And the pressure is going to get to him, and down he goes, and that's how the first quarter will end.
South Carolina, 3, NC State, 0.
First play of the period will be a second down. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. Turning it on. It's a seam wide open. And he was on his way. Gets it all the way to the 38. NC State on the move, set up with another first down. Sends it back in motion. Back to throw, it's Bailey. Just missed on the connection, incomplete.
Well, no doubt that's where the quarterback wanted to go with the ball from jump, but better job by the defense forcing the incompletion.
So now it's 2nd and long. Going with the counter play here. Snowed under right at the line of scrimmage for no gain on the play.
And how about that young man getting in the backfield again? He's really got his fingerprints all over this game so far to start it, man. We're still in the first half, and he's got a sack. He's got a tackle for a loss. These are the kind of plays that really help your defense push these offenses behind the sticks.
The Wolfpack with lots of ground to cover on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws to the wideout. And this is going to be incomplete on third down.
Third and long situations are really hard to convert. The defense knows it's going to be passed. The pass rushers are getting upfield. You're under pressure. You don't have timing. And as a result now, fourth down.
And they're running out the kicker to give it a try. Oh, and he missed it. No good. So the score remains 3-0.
South Carolina.
They'll put the ball in play from just inside their own 40 at the 39. Looking to throw on first down. Time to take a shot. Makes the grab inside the 30. They are finding soft spots in this defense. He's got it down to the 25. And the Gamecocks want to pick up the tempo. Quarterback running on the draw. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe. 2nd and 7.
Quarterbacks generally, guys, we know, they're not as big and not as physical runners as running backs. So it is going to be trickier for them to break tackles. I like the idea of getting the design quarterback run game going. But moving forward, let's see if we can get him out to the perimeter.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. The play action fake. Flushed out of the pocket. Got enough space. He rumbles all the way down to the 2-yard line. He gave him a little bit of everything on that one.
And this QB, man, how about it? It's a pass play. He's dropping back to pass. He realizes it's man-to-man, and as they start to chase their guys down the field, well, nobody's got me, and I can just take off, and I've got speed. He chews up ground so easy, so frustrating for a defense to have to deal with a guy like this.
The Gamecocks trying to pay off the threat on 1st and goal. He'll keep it himself. He's got it down to the 1-yard line right on the doorstep of Pater.
Yeah, and it's a nice job by this defense. Understand, listen, that QB is a threat. And they're going to run all kinds of options, and he's going to run the football. They were dialed in and got that sucker to the ground.
Looking for just 1 more yard. It's 2nd and goal. About the work up front by that big defensive line.
The offense thought they had a good look to run that play into with the QB, but there's just an example of a defender winning his one-on-one battle and making a tremendous play. Great effort by that guy.
He'll take it himself. He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks.
2nd quarter might not be gamble time, but inside the 3, Palmer, I've got the green light. I'm going for this.
I am too, and you're essentially running a 2-point play here, right? You've got a play you practice all week long. That's the play you dial up right here.
Fourth and goal from the 2. Can they finish this drive? Back to pass, it's Sellers. Steps to his left, out of the pocket. And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Gamecocks.
Oh, those hurt. I mean, you got them backed up. You got them in a 4th down situation. You got the play initially stopped, but playing scrambling quarterbacks, you got to play the 2nd play and the 3rd play because they just keep running around, making things happen, and the QB does a great job on 4th down, getting in the end zone, making the big play.
And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10.
South Carolina, 10. NC State, 0.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Going right to work up top. Just a short pass to the tight end. Found a little bit of room to operate, but he'll be stopped just short of the first down.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
And the ball slipped out. Recovered by the defense, and he's off. He almost popped out of there for a huge return, but they will take it. They are in business after the fumble recovery.
I'll tell you, honestly, I don't know what that player could have done to hold on to that football. That defender absolutely popped him. He knocked him into next week. There was no chance he was holding on to that ball.
They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. Snags it quickly on the left. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few.
Great effort by the defense here. Offense trying to go wide receiver screen. How about the speed on defense rallying to the football?
Working well behind the sticks on second down. Trying play action. He's going to let one fly down the middle. And the incomplete pass taking a shot on second down, and they'll be left with a third down. Trying to pick up a first down. Looking to throw, it's Sellers. Fires to the wideout. He's got it. He works his way inside the 30 down to the 29 and picks up a first down. And they just want to give this guy a chance to make a play on third down, and more times than not, he is going to deliver.
He's so good, so efficient, such a good route runner, got the speed, got the complete game. So you definitely want to highlight him, and especially on those downs that matter the most. If something's not open quick underneath, find him, he'll make those contested catches.
Off the play fake on first down. Can't find the man, and he'll be knocked down at the 40.
The defense just simply not fooled by the play action. Oftentimes as an offense, you're hoping the run fake's going to slow down those pass rushers, but man, oh man, they had their ears pinned back.
And the Gamecocks trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Back to pass on second down. He'll throw it. Quarterback just flat, missed it, incomplete.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football.
Feels as if the whole city of Raleigh is trying to help out the Pack on third down. Keep it on the draw. Will not get close. Tackle tackled at the 28-yard line. It's 4th down.
It's unfortunate for this offense, guys. Had they not had the mental errors and mistakes early in the drive, they'd be sitting pretty right now. Even after that long gain on the running play, they've still got 4th down.
So now on comes the field goal unit. This whole play is going to see if this kicker can operate in a sea of noise. Absolutely perfect. And that will extend their lead even further.
And listen, y'all know in the booth and everywhere how I feel about kickers. Don't always love leaving it on their foot, so to speak, but nice job executing. He keeps doing stuff like that. I'll keep trotting him out there.
Fair catch, called for and made. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Looking for a man. It's Bailey. Pulls it in. It's Smothers. Able to work it to the 39-yard line, and that'll be a 1st down.
I like the running back there on the route and the patience he showed, really setting it up. He got to the defender, he was able to put his foot in the ground, get some separation, catch it, and turn upfield for the 1st.
They'll snap it from the 39. 1st and 10. Looking downfield on 1st down. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on 1st down. 2nd down coming.
Got to give the defense a lot of credit, man, because they've come into this hostile environment and they've quieted the crowd down with some of the plays they're making. They've got a nice lead right here, and they're making it hard for this quarterback to go to work.
And just left that pass short. Not enough juice on that one.
And there's an example of what happens when the quarterback doesn't have a chance to set his feet. The pressure just forced him to have to work off schedule a little bit. And I think because of that, he wasn't able to be as accurate as he wanted to be.
Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the 1st half.
Timeout, NC State.
NC State has work to do to convert this 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Hauled down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the 1st down. Clock stops momentarily for the 1st down. They'll hurry to the line. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive.
I love when people start to understand what we're doing defensively. If they're going to pass the football and that's where they're going to live, well, I'm going to live and dime. I'm going to bring more defensive backs on the field so I can cover more of these speed guys that they have out there. Great job by the defensive back, breaking on the football, making the INT, making the DC look very smart.
Rushes on him. Shakes off the defender. They stop him just short of the 1st down, but it will be 2nd and inches coming up. They'll send the back in motion. To the air. It's Sellers. He's got him. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the 1st down. The clock will stop with this timeout from the offense. They'll get a chance to regroup on the sideline. Now it's a 1st down from the 43-yard line. To the air on 1st down. Sends it downfield. Got it inside the 10. Slippery slide. Find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, South Carolina.
Well, this offense is clicking. They've been doing it all 1st half. Running the ball, throwing the ball. They add insult to injury with another touchdown here right before teams go into the tunnel. This defense, guys, they have got to find some answers, and they've got to regroup here at halftime.
And the extra point is good, and the lead moves to 20.
South Carolina, 20. NC State, 0.
No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. seconds to play in the half. We'll see how aggressive they are on this drive. They'll start this drive going to the air. Gonna take a shot. Pass is incomplete. The clock is down to 9.
Well, the offense is doing their best to try and at least get into field goal range here at the end of the first half. So they take a vertical shot down the field, but give the defense credit. Lots of eyes back there on the quarterback. They're able to break on the ball and make sure that throw falls incomplete.
Looking downfield, it's Bailey. The pass is incomplete, and the clock will stop with 5 seconds left.
And I think a big reason this offense is struggling right now and why they're trailing on the scoreboard is they have not been able to protect this guy, and it's affected him. He has not looked very accurate. Moving forward, the pass pro has got to be better to help this guy out.
Just enough time to get off one final play of the half. DBs will try to keep everything in front. The pass is incomplete, and 1 second is left.
QBs and receivers on third down, everything has to happen just a split second sooner. You're expecting pressure, the quarterback gets hit, just not on the same page with his target.
One more snap coming before halftime. They're throwing for it on fourth down. Looking deep down the right side. Makes the grab, plenty for the first down. And they finally get him to the ground. An easy conversion for this offense. Defense not exactly the perfect fourth down call there. That's going to do it here in the first half. Everybody stick with us. We'll head to halftime. The Gamecocks will kick it off to start the second half. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. They'll run the RPO and fire to the right. Found a little bit of room there to get it up to the 30 before going out of bounds.
My old coach said you'll never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, and never complain.
Line getting set on second down. Back to throw, it's Bailey. And that pass will be jarred loose on second down. That brings up third down.
The big tight end tries to make a catch, and you can tell he extends for the ball, but great job by the defender getting in there, making the hit, dislodging the football out at the same time as he's going to catch it, and the big tight end couldn't hold on to it.
Shotgun snap on third down. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a fourth down.
This offense hasn't been able to generate a lot of points in this one. Here in the third quarter, you're seeing the defense and how much pride they take on being physical. It's not just stopping the run. Guys in the back end flying to the football in the air, getting hits on guys, that time on the receiver, knocking it loose.
They'll snap this one to start the drive from their own 22. From the gun, running back gets to give. Into a mass of giant bodies. We'll call it a 1-yard gain to the 24.
And sticking to the run. I'll tell you what, a lot of teams that are really good are really stubborn, and they continue to run the football even with little success. So this offense is going to continue to focus on running the football. You can tell.
Second down, he'll throw it. Fires to the right. Makes a connection. He'll move it up to the 37-yard line, and it'll be a first down.
To be honest, I think the quarterback was a little bit surprised himself at the play call that came in that time. You've got a 3-possession lead here in the third quarter of this game. You're probably expecting some short throws, some runs. And this play caller is still asking for shot plays. And listen, you're the quarterback. You're happy to oblige when you've got the playmaker.
Turning on the Jets. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a first down. And the Gamecocks in the hurry up.
Defense gives up the pretty big run. They get the first down. And listen, you got to reload quick now because this offense, they got their foot on the accelerator.
Off the play fake on first down to throw. Can't make the connection, and the defense putting on the heat and forcing the incompletion.
There's a lot of QBs that when they get hit and when they get hurried and when they get pressured, they become very average. Really nice job by the defense pressuring the quarterback.
Looking for a physical attack from the gun. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Man, when you go into the half and you're down, like that speech is usually pretty fiery. A lot of words you can't use on television. And so this coaching staff probably challenged their guys, and I like the way they started this second half so far. Physically, flying around, doing a great job stopping the run. They got to play like this the rest of the game.
Wide receiver comes in motion. Looking to throw, it's Sellers. Using his feet to buy time. Got a man, it's Harbor. He is stopped at the 47-yard line, and that's not nearly enough to move the chains. The Gamecocks will call on their punt team. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. They punted away on fourth down. And that is an excellent punt as it lands out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. A lot of real estate in front of them as the drive starts at their own 6. On the run, it's Smothers. He's knocked down behind the line of scrimmage again, and this just hasn't been his day. Nowhere to run.
And coming out in the second half, this offense, they needed to establish this run game. They needed to get something going. They're losing. They've got to find a way to get a flow, to get a rhythm. And so far here to start this second half, defense picking up where it left off.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Wants to go up top. That's caught. It's Smothers. They make the stop. Not a whole lot of ground picked up there, and they'll have work to do to get the first down.
Guys out of the backfield now, it's not just run the ball downhill anymore. You got to be versatile. I got to be able to trust you in the pass game, and I got to be able to throw you the football, and you can do that right there. I know you're going to catch it, and I can depend on you.
The Wolfpack with lots of ground to cover on third down. Back to pass, it's Bailey. He lost one down the sideline. And trying to put points on the board on third down. Now they're staring at fourth down.
The defense is in great position right now because they've got a huge lead here in the fourth quarter. They know the offense has to take shots to try to get themselves back in the game. So they're calling their coverages accordingly, and there was nowhere to go with that football. Really nice job by the defense being in position to force the incompletion.
First play of the drive comes from the 41. A little too anxious along that offensive line. That'll be a false start. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty.
Let's go. Break. Single.
He got a little antsy at the line of scrimmage, and they'll move him back. Not much of a decision to make there, as the defense will move him back. Wants to go up top. Here's a heat. Nice job of avoiding the sack and picking up a few on the run.
It's just so nice to have a QB under center. Nowadays in football, you can trust these guys. You put so much on their plate, and you tell them, go get positive yards when it's there. And a lot of these guys are such great athletes, they do it with ease.
Here comes the offense on second down. They'll move the wide receiver. Little touch pass to the receiver. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple. And the Gamecocks are in a mess here on 3rd and a mile. Quarterback making adjustments. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21. The Gamecocks send out the punt unit. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. He will not make a fair catch. Field the punt and bring it back. Not able to pop the big return, but they've got the ball back and ready to go with a fresh possession. First play of the drive comes from the 22. Looking for a man. It's Bailey. Fires to the big fella. They stay aggressive and push their way out to the 33, and it's first down.
And listen, I know he just got rocked, but he held onto the football and got the first down. So when he can get up, when he has the strength to get back up, nothing to be worried about. Nice play, nice catch. Don't worry about that big stick. I got the first down. Signal that thing for me and celebrate.
He snagged it, but he'll be stopped short of the first down. Good, solid pickup on that play.
Now, I know that completion isn't a touchdown. It's not a deep play deep down the field, but how about the strong hands by that receiver making that catch? He made that look pretty routine. He had that DB draped all over him and still was able to help this offense get positive yards.
The Wolfpack with a lot of options on 2nd and short. Back to pass. Got it in the middle. It's Smothers. Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down.
You know, it's a nice throw by the QB there. When you're throwing to running backs, you got to make it easy on them. So you want to put it right on their body, make the catch simple, and let them go to work like they did just there, getting that first.
In search of their first touchdown of the game, they are on the move with a 1st and 10. Wants to keep it in the air. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
And the defense at this point understands that the offense is going to have to try to throw the football, all right? They already got a lead, so they're now pinning their ears back and getting after this guy, trying to get him to the ground.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. To throw, it's Bailey. Under fire. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
That's another example of just really good football. This is why they built the lead here in the second half. Nice job pressuring the quarterback, making him feel uncomfortable, coming into somebody else's building and keeping it really, really quiet.
If every journey begins with a step, this offense needs to step into a 3rd down conversion and then try to turn it into some scores, and fast. It's complete. Defense was right there, but they couldn't stop him from making the catch, and he's got it to the 30.
And I love the awareness by the wide receiver on that play because I'm not sure that route was supposed to be that deep. You got to wonder if the receiver decided maybe to adjust the route a little bit to make sure that he got the first down. Well, defense wasn't fooled on that pass play. Great job by the defender knocking it away.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. That's caught. It's Grimes. NC State comes to the line to deal with 3rd and short. From the gun, wants to pass. Thrust that arm out. That'll be enough for the first down, and now they've got it at the 15-yard line. NC State going up-tempo. They're looking to pass from the red zone. He just missed the target on that one. Got to put it on his body. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Looking to throw, it's Bailey. Pressure coming. Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on.
Well, nice job by the defense here in back-to-back plays. 2 straight incompletions, you've given up some yards, and the opponent's in field goal range. This is a place a lot of D coordinators like to send the blitz, because if you sack the quarterback and create a negative play, you knock them out of field goal range.
On 3rd down, going up top. And he was going for the touchdown there, and they couldn't make the connection.
This offense has had some struggles early in this game so far. They're just trying to get something going, and so you take a shot. You try to find your best one-on-one matchup and see if they can make a play. The defense was ready for it. Good coverage on the back end. They look very prepared. All 11 guys on defense right now playing together as one.
Three straight misfires has left them staring at 4th and 10, but they'll try it again. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. And it's batted away, and the 4th down play doesn't convert. They'll give up the football.
Man, that is just a great job on defense there on 4th down, making a play on the ball in the air. Everybody had their eyes on the quarterback, but having great timing, swatting the ball away, and doing it cleanly. No PI, and as a result, that defense has earned a rest. They're coming off the field.
Quarterback on the keeper. Oh, there's the ball! Once that ball was loose, offense didn't have a chance. Defenders everywhere. It's a turnover.
Offensive players, when they got the ball in their hand, they're trying to make plays, right? Trying to make you miss. There's nothing better than closing that gap and sticking that head right in that guy's chest and causing a fumble.
Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Dropping back, it's Bailey. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to fight another play.
It's a smart decision by the quarterback, but it's a frustrating one also because you're trailing in this game and you know you've got to hit some of these throws to get back in it. But the defense is doing such a good job in coverage. Nobody's open, so you've got to throw that one away. Smart decision, but it's a tough decision to make.
After the incompletion, they go back up top. A strike downfield. Touchdown, Wolfpack! Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone. Sometimes we ask coaches about halftime adjustments, and they go blah, 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 blah. And then sometimes they make some good ones.
Sometimes that blah, 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 blah actually works, but it's working now. But it might be too little too late, but at least you got the party started.
And they tacked on the extra point. Stadium buzzing, kickoff team on the field, and we are ready to get this thing started. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. They'll go back to work with a first down in the final period. From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman.
And the quickest way to blow up the run game is those interior big boys, those defensive tackles getting in the backfield really quickly and making that ball hurt.
And that D tackle is in the backfield in a hurry. The big man is nimble.
Nimble, fast, quick, athletic. That's just all words you describe defensive linemen with.
The Wolfpack faithful screaming at the top of their lungs, desperate for a third down stop. Scanning the field, it's Sellers. Unloads to the wideout. Complete downfield. Good, solid pickup on that one. They've got it out to the 40, and it's first down. Boy, the defense really needed to get off the field there, and they just couldn't do it, and it's a fresh set of downs.
Man, that hurts. When you're trailing late in the ball game, you need those stops, and you get them to third down. You get them to those critical points. Now they get the first down. You don't have many left. You better get aggressive.
Finally, some signs of life from this offense, which has done nothing in the second half. It's 1st and 10. They'll send the tight end in motion. Use the play fake, now to throw. Quarterback now on the run, still looking. Just gets rid of the football, nobody to throw it to. It'll be second down.
A nice job by the quarterback there. You're outside the pocket, nobody's open, so you throw the ball away knowing that you still have more chances to get this first down.
What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? He'll do it himself. Showing off the arm. Creating some space, getting just enough good blocking, and they've got it up to the 47-yard line.
And you're seeing his dynamic ability to run the football, that time on the option play. I know he doesn't pick up the first down, but that's still a good chunk of yardage, and the defense wasn't ready for it. Moving forward, expect the offense to go back to the option play again and see if someone will finally take the quarterback and force him to pitch it.
They run him out of bounds. He gets it to the 47.
There are a lot of offensive coordinators out there in a similar situation with a lead like this. They'd definitely be running the ball at this point. They'd probably take their starting quarterback out of the game potentially, but not this unit. They are still staying aggressive. They're still taking shots. They're just trying to light up the scoreboard.
And the Gamecocks have their offense in high gear. Leaves it with the running back. And they'll wrestle him to the ground after a short gain.
At this point of the game, the offense has the lead. The offensive coordinator knows they want to keep running the football. So he's going back, he's looking at his playlist, and he's saying, which runs work the best for me in this game? What can I lean on right here to make sure we win this one?
This offense has done a good job on this drive, taking time off the clock as they come up on 2nd down. Receiver on the move gets the touch pass. And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down. Gamecocks are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. Smart move to keep it on the ground. Just what they had hoped for on 3rd down as they've got a first at the 32.
And this one isn't over because the defense still has 3 timeouts left, but man, that clock is ticking, and they can just run the football up multiple possessions. They're going to need something magical to happen. They're going to need to start stripping at that football, create some turnovers, and get lucky down the stretch.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. 4th quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
They've already peeled more than 3 minutes off the clock on this drive as they stand over the ball on 2nd down. They'll go right back to him. And he'll lose yardage on this play. Loses 2 yards. Great job by the defense.
Defense is about seeing it and pulling the trigger. And you can tell they pull the trigger so fast. Get to the back. Get him on the ground quickly.
Feels as if the whole city of Raleigh is trying to help out the Pack on 3rd down. With jet sweep pass. Right there to stop him, and that'll be a loss of 3. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. And here comes the field goal unit. This kicker has already made a couple today. At this point in the game, and this crowd knows this is a huge field goal attempt. And the kicker delivers the 3 ball to finish off the drive. And that lead grows even bigger. So the kickoff team is out there ready to boot it away after putting up a field goal. Let's see what the defense can do. He'll call for the fair catch here. Put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on 1st down.
I love the quick decision that QB made there on that RPO, knowing he wanted to get it out of his hands fast. He just needs to make a more accurate throw moving forward.
Backed up now, here's 2nd and long. Looking downfield, it's Bailey. Out of the backfield, he's open. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. NC State quick to the line. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. Release to the back. Got a man, it's Smothers. And he earns a 1st down, and boy, did he earn it after taking that lift. NC State at the line with a 1st and 10. Gets the back moving. Wants to throw on 1st down. Throws to the wideout. And that one falls incomplete, trying to get a chunk play on that one.
It's been tough for this QB in this one. Very small windows to throw into, and he's been under some duress as well. It's hard to find a rhythm as a QB in those types of situations, and that's why it appears as though his team's going to be leaving here with an L.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. After the incompletion, back to the passing game. A beautifully placed ball to the outside and the toe drag for the big pickup.
Well, that's exactly why you practice these 2-minute situations. The quarterback knew exactly where to go. He's trying to work the sideline, save some clock. Great route by the receiver, getting open, making the catch, getting out of bounds. And this drive is off to a pretty good start.
They're lining up on 1st and 10 from the 38. To the air, it's Bailey. Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49.
And that's exactly what this defense needed. They needed to have something positive. Giving up some yardage, they've given up some plays, no big deal. Got right back in it on this drive with that big sack.
The Wolfpack put themselves in a hole here on 2nd down. Looking to fire. Unloads to the wideout. That is just a sideline credit. Throw, catch, toe drag, everything you want.
Well, this offense has a ton of work left ahead of them here in this 2-minute situation late in the game, but the drive off to a good start. You get the first down, you get out of bounds, you work in the perimeter of the field. That is exactly what you want to do.
Quickly out to the tight end. Oh, out of space. The stop is made, but this offense is threatening 1st and goal from the 9. That throw and catch, a really good example of why coaches don't want a quarterback to get stuck on a particular target, isn't it, David?
Yep, that's exactly right. Find the guy who's open, because you got so many guys that have so much speed that can do so much damage on the field. Find my matchup, get it to him, let him do the rest.
They've hit him with back-to-back chunk plays. Now it's 1st and goal. Looking to throw. He's got it on the move. They've got it down to the 3-yard line. Really well done on that throw and catch. Corner's right up on that line of scrimmage. Going to sling it on 2nd down. Fires to the end zone. And it's grabbed for the late touchdown. And how about this? It's not over yet.
And a nice touchdown, continuing to fight, continuing to play. This one, it's pretty much over. Down multiple possessions this late in the football game. It would take a miracle, but nice job by this offense continuing to fight, push the ball down the field, make plays.
So, guys, that touchdown was huge, but they have to get the 2 here to make it a 1-possession game. Wants to throw. It's Bailey. He's in there for the 2-point conversion, and they're down 8 here in the 4th.
One play at a time. You needed the 2-point conversion to give yourself a chance to win. It's a 1-possession game. Now you got to go out and execute the onside kick, but a phenomenal job with that 2-point play to give themselves a chance.
Yeah, and this is why you put your hands team on the field most of the time when you know it's coming, and you put those guys that are great catchers of the football. The first guys, what do? They go block. They go blow somebody up. The next guys catch the football, secure it, get your butt on the ground. And most of the time when you do this, the ball game is over.
Motion from the wide receiver. They'll try the run. And that's a very productive 1st down play and bringing up 2nd and 3. Quick timeout call by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Wouldn't be surprised to see them go right back to the run on 2nd down and maybe put this thing away. Quick touch pass to the receiver. They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a 1st down.
That's a 1st down for the offense.
And the Gamecocks inside the final minute trying to wind this clock to 0. Motion from the wideout. From the shotgun, they'll run it. And he is swarmed under a host of defenders there to make the stop.
Smart offense. I love it, man. Make them use that timeout. Run the football. I can run the football and let that clock now tick inside of a minute. I'm in great situation to win this football game. Just be smart and keep that thing running.
It's one thing to execute early in the game. Tight ball game, right at the end. You need the clutch plays. These guys deliver.
You can't teach that gene. You have people that can focus in the moment or they can't. Great job by the team, staying focused, understanding it's a close battle, win those one play at a time, and then look up, and then, heck, I got the win.
Yeah, David, they just had ice in their veins, and you can tell there's tremendous leadership on this football team. Guys can step up, and in the huddle, they can make sure that everybody else is focused to the task at hand in order to get the W.
That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.